You see this commandment to care for the widow, the orphan, and the foreigner just scattered throughout the Old Testament. Widows and orphans were especially vulnerable because in a patriarchal society, if you didn't have a man, a husband, or a father to care for you, you were just out on your own. And so the way that the law commands the community to care for these widows and orphans, I believe that we could put other people today into that group who are vulnerable in society, who are without support from others. It doesn't just have to be women who are in that position. And yet the gender piece is interesting as we think about women in our world, and I think about work that's done to talk about, education of women tends to make societies change in ways, and supporting women's businesses around the world tends to make a difference in those communities and cultures. So I think even though I'd want to extend the widow specifically to not just be women who are widowed, to extend it beyond gender, I think the gender piece still matters in our world today. So what it means to love and care for these groups, the widow, the orphan, and the foreigner, that can sound just like emotional love and care, but it also has some very practical and tangible elements to it. Love is an action that we do for one another. And so the fact that the Old Testament law specifies that you love these people by caring for them financially, by giving them some of your money, that's one way that it can be fleshed out. I think it can be applied more broadly to say, who are people who are without social structures, without familial support? How are ways that we can identify people in those places in our world today, and how can we follow these commands from God to care for them?